What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the sixth episode of Undercover Weeb's podcast. This episode is going to be a little bit different from the last ones in a way that we are not going to be doing like a list per se, but we're just going to be talking about how we got into anime. And I think it should be a good time. We're both been drinking a little bit.
Yeah,
so
these are our tipsy tales of our Weeb origin stories.
Yeah.
That's what today's episode is going to be.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do you want me to start on mine, or do you want to go ahead on yours? Or
Go for it.
all right. So
I'm sure that our conversation is going to branch out.
oh yeah, it's definitely going to go in hella different directions. But for me, the way I originally got into anime was not in the way that most people did. In like a lot of people started watching in like their elementary years, where they'd watch like Dragon Ball,
like me,
Dragon Ball Z, like Naruto, stuff like that, and just like a lot of people didn't go forward to watch like more other anime, but they still have like the nostalgia for that. In like elementary school and shit, I did not watch any of that.
Yeah, you were an anime hater for the longest time.
Well, it wasn't really that like I was a hater, but like I just never really understood what it was. And I was like a SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, like that's what I grinded in like 1st through 6th grade into like, I guess after I hit 7th grade, all like when our schools merged together, everybody was like watching Sports Center and shit. So I was like, okay, I'm done with cartoons. Like I gotta make sure I can talk to all these other kids that I don't know.
Big sports vibe where we came from.
I gotta make sure I gotta watch all these Sports Center stuff, which I really didn't like watching Sports Center either ways. Yeah. So I ended up watching like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
That's a fire show.
That is a fire show.
Courage the Cowardly Dog is lit.
One of the best Western cartoons for sure. But yeah, I never really got into like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z or Naruto or stuff like that.
Dude, I did. That's how I guess I started on Dragon Ball, like you said.
Yeah.
I had a pretty normal start into anime because I would watch it on like Cartoon Network on Saturdays, I think. I don't even know. Something like that. But I didn't know that it was anime at the time. I just thought it was cartoon.
I mean, the closest I'd gotten to that is like Avatar, The Last Airbender, which, by the way, is fire. Like it's an amazing show. Like that is by far the best thing to ever come out of Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah.
But like I didn't even really watch that I only watched like the full thing this summer.
How good was it though?
And it was amazing.
So good. Dude.
But the thing is, when I was younger, like I didn't watch ongoing shows like that held an actual storyline.
Yeah. SpongeBob and shit's
well,
episodic.
yeah, but like I don't like the Nickelodeon also wouldn't air it in order, so
that's true.
You get super confused on what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Unless you'd seen all the episodes up to then. So I just like whenever I saw Avatar on or something, I'd be like, okay, I don't really want to watch this because I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's easy on the eyes, but you're just like, what's happening?
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'll go one channel down to Fairly Odd Parents.
Who is this Zuko character that spits fire? What's going on here?
For some reason, I always felt like it always was playing, like, the third part where Zuko finally joined, like, the Aang squad.
Yeah.
The Aang gang.
I definitely remember watching that a couple times.
I feel like that's
Zuko's transition.
I feel like that was the only part it ever really played. And I always just like, this doesn't make any sense. So I never really got into like ongoing shows like that. And I feel like a lot of people, like in the West, that's not like something that, like we don't watch a whole lot of ongoing shows really in any genre.
Especially cartoon in the West, it's pretty episodic. Like Simpsons is episodic for the most part. Family Guy.
Definitely.
I mean, even Rick and Morty. Which is a great fucking Western show.
Rick and Morty,
that's probably the best show in the West of all time, Rick and Morty.
I will say, though, and that is by far the best show to ever come out of
S tier.
The United States, for sure. And even though, like, if you, like, you've seen part of Space Dandy.
Yep.
it's pretty similar in like vibe to Space Dandy. I mean, Space Dandy can be more serious at times.
Yeah.
And like hit the heartstrings more than like Rick and Morty, which is always comedy first.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's also the thing with Western shows.
It's very comedic. Like I feel like most Western cartoons are very comedic.
Pretty much
they center around comedy.
Every cartoon has like a comedic beginning, or like they're all centered in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't even think of one that's not centered in comedy. Can you?
No, I mean I've seen all of Archer, which is good as well, but that's
comedy.
Yeah, just comedy.
Yeah, so up until my freshman year of college, which was 3 years ago, I had not seen even any Dragon Ball. I had not seen any Naruto. I have not seen anything. And my roommate, Isaac, well, he wasn't my roommate. We were like suite mates or whatever. Yeah. It was like a weird split. We had shared a bathroom. Who was just on our last episode. Him and his roommate had started watching Tokyo Ghoul. They were like 5 minutes into the first episode, so I kind of missed where Kaneki like gets turned into a ghoul basically. But I honestly think if it had been any other show than that, I think I would have still been on the other side.
Really?
I don't think I would have been interested. Because
that's why you're such a Tokyo Ghoul stan.
Yeah, but Tokyo Ghoul has like such a different vibe than every other. Like it's so like it's just utter despair the whole time.
It's dark as hell.
It's such a dark show, and like even after that, like I sat down next to Isaac and we watched the whole first 2 seasons of Tokyo Ghoul that day.
Really?
Yeah, like we just sat there and grinded out the whole first 2 seasons.
That's lit.
And then like Tokyo Ghoul Re was like just releasing. It was like on a weekly basis at that point. So it was like the first 2 episodes of Tokyo Ghoul Re. And I remember so like I was really into Tokyo Ghoul. And then I'd walk over through the bathroom to the other room and I'd see Isaac sitting there watching My Hero Academia. I was like, oh my god, this animation style is so childish. Like, this is dumb. Like, why would you ever... like, even after I had been watching Tokyo Ghoul, I was like...
The start of My Hero AK is just like, oh.
No, yeah, he was watching My Hero, and I was like, what? Like, are you a baby? Like, why are you watching this? And then he talked me into watching it, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have been talking so much shit about anime. Like, this is some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they're able to definitely express completely different spectrums of, like, emotion, and there's just stuff that goes on in anime that they just fail every time in the West when they try to do, like, there's so many live adaptation attempts.
Yeah, dude, I feel like that's what anime does super well, especially in, like, animated shows, is the emotion that anime expresses compared to other cartoons in the West. They express emotion in anime so well, and I feel like that's what's a huge draw to it.
100%.
And that's a big keeper for me in anime. They just do a great job of that. And there's many instances in every show. They just express emotion so well, and it gets you so invested into the show, and that's what makes it great.
It really makes you like connected to the characters.
It does.
Too.
It really does.
And in Western shows, other than Avatar, which is like under debate, anime or not.
I feel like they took a lot of stuff from the Japanese culture and anime.
Yeah, it's the first show that like I came across that I was actually exposed to that wasn't completely episodic in nature.
Yeah,
and that's really how most anime are, is the fact that this is actually an ongoing show.
It's a storyline that it keeps building. That's why I like things that follow a storyline that aren't episodic, because it builds on everything prior in the show. It keeps getting better, and it just makes you think more about the world and the characters. That's what makes ongoing shows, I guess, and longer running shows good for me. That's why I like them a lot. That's why One Piece is one of my favorite.
Yeah. A lot of the times, the longer it goes, the more invested you'll be in the show.
Yep. And
the more like you'll just want to continue watching it. And like when it's in an episodic nature, you're like, there's not really it's not making any impact other than making you chuckle a couple times an episode.
I feel like that's especially true when you're watching like a good show that has a fantastic storyline and you're just super invested. And then you go to something episodic like Cowboy Bebop, which is kind of like part of the reason why I have never finished Cowboy Bebop is because I don't want to stay. I'm not invested into it. Even when I get introduced to what's his name, the villain.
I don't even know his name.
Vicious.
Yeah, something like that. I stopped at episode 16. I couldn't handle it.
Because, like, when they introduced Vicious, I'm like, all right, I want to know more about Vicious. Like, I want to see what's going on. And then...
They don't really do a whole lot.
They don't do anything for the next episode. And I'm like, well, fuck. What's keeping me going?
Yeah,
like,
that then makes you drop it. And, I mean, the Space Dandy is the same way, except for the fact that it actually makes you, like... You do get connected to like the characters because they're just so dumb, and Cowboy Bebop just doesn't do that for me.
Yeah, because I feel like shit. I'm sorry if you love Cowboy Bebop. I didn't hate it. I just dropped it because nothing kept me watching. But
I was definitely in the same boat.
I like Spike. That's about it.
Faye was just kind of there.
Faye was there. The
dog.
Oh, the dog was the second best character. What is that dog's name? I don't know. The weird dude with the red hair that hacked. The corgie's lit. But yeah, the hacker kid, the dude with the metal arms.
I'm really bad with names.
I am too, and I dropped the show, so I really haven't been thinking.
Yeah. Well, back to my story.
Yeah, sorry.
We got really
sidetracked. It's the booze.
Yeah. So I was walking in, and I'd see Isaac watching My Hero, and I'd be like, why are you watching this childish stuff? Because My Hero, like, you look at Tokyo Ghoul animation, you look at My Hero, like, My Hero's animation style is way more, like, cartoony.
It's definitely way more bright and fun than Tokyo Ghoul, based on what I've seen of Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, and I would watch Tokyo Ghoul, but I wouldn't watch this. Granted, Tokyo Ghoul is a much darker tale than My Hero. My Hero is, like, the definition of shonen, like...
It is shonen to the max.
Yes.
I want to be the greatest hero.
And I've somehow got talked into watching the first couple episodes of that, and then it just kind of rolled from there. Yeah. And then the defining point is the third anime I watched.
Code Geass?
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter. Okay, yeah.
Hunter x
That's
Hunter
such a good one.
Was the third anime I watched past Tokyo Ghoul and My Hero Academia.
Bro, that's a hype third anime.
And you can see, like, yeah, most people start with Dragon Ball. They're like, wow, this is like... And I feel like a lot of children who watch Dragon Ball were like, it's something that you can actually continue watching, and it's a continued storyline, so you can see...
Well, with Dragon Ball, the reason I feel like it has so much hype to the younger audience is because it's so hype, I guess, what I just said.
Yeah.
It, like, gets you amped. You're like, oh, let's go Super Saiyan. Oh, shit, Super Saiyan 2. Oh, Goku's going Super Saiyan 3. Like, let's go. Yeah. This is crazy. But the storyline is very lackluster. So is the animation. It's kind of vanilla. But as a starter, especially when you're young, you want to be like, oh, I'm going to go on a football field and go Super Saiyan. That's what I was thinking and shit back in the day.
Yeah, I could have totally seen if I had watched Dragon Ball when I was younger, that I would have thought that Dragon Ball is the coolest shit ever. Mm-hmm. And I would have been, like, totally hooked, and I wouldn't have been so, like disregarding anime in such a way. But after I watched Hunter x Hunter, that, like, blew my expectations out of the water of every other show. And I was like, I need to keep watching things.
Because it's like, so now. Good. Well, especially because, you went from fucking Tokyo Ghoul to My Hero, and then you're just jumping to Hunter x Hunter, which is amazing.
Yeah.
That's like a good start, though, for you. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
and I was a little bit older. Like, I was 17, 18 years old. Yeah. So it's not like I can start on Dragon Ball Z and think it's, like, the coolest, or, like, at least, I guess some people can, more of the Chad-esque brand of people. But I'm more looking for something that's a little more deep philosophically. I mean, granted, Hunter x Hunter is still a shonen, but it can still hit those notes.
Chad-esque brand. Cole. Hey, shout out Cole.
Cole.
One of my best buds. He watched Dragon Ball Super and thought it was lit and super sick. And then he watched Baki. And he was like, oh my god, all right, this anime is kind of cool. And I'm just trying to get him to branch out. Sorry.
That's really...
Shout out Cole. Hey, if you're listening, which you probably won't, but hey. Chad, he's a Chad to the max.
Listen, we'll force him to listen to this one.
We'll force him.
Yeah, but what actually was kind of surprising, like more recently, like now that I've seen like over 100 anime, I thought to myself, how can people in the West, like they absolutely adore Avatar and Korra, and even Rick and Morty still has like a little bit of an over-gliding storyline.
Right.
But they won't take a second glance at anime.
Yeah, it's so annoying. And I feel like because, I don't know, anime in Japan, they treat it like a big show that we would have over here with actual people. So it's done super well.
Yeah.
And they just don't even give it a chance, which is annoying. Because it's a lot of anime are done so well and the storylines are so deep. Just because it's animated and doesn't have actual people in it doesn't mean it's not amazing.
All I'm saying is that I've like my heartstrings have been tugged and like I've started tearing up way more times from anime than any.
Same.
I've never like began to tear up from any live action show ever.
Me neither.
Because I don't know if it's just like I can't believe the people that are acting it.
I think it's like, because you have in your head, you think that like, oh, these are actors in the studio. And you're not as invested in the story because you know that these are just some rich celebrities that are acting. But in anime, there's something about getting invested in anime that I can't do with shows with real people. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's tough because like it's honestly after you get too deep into anime, like you can't like watching normal people Western audience shows where they're real actors. Honestly, people adore The Office. Like, yeah, The Office is great, but people will watch it like season after season on replay.
Yeah.
I'd never do that because I know I could get much more gratification from shows like Hunter x Hunter or Fire Force, which is coming out now, like, or even like shows that I'm really not too invested into, like God of High School right now.
Yeah.
Like, I could see myself getting way more invested in characters of that than any show in the West that's not animated.
And I feel like when it's animated or like even if you're reading a book, you kind of get to like think of the world, like the fictional world in your own take. And it's not like when actual people are acting, they're acting, there's a set.
Mm-hmm.
So like you kind of get to build it in your own head. And that kind of gets me more invested personally. But I don't know, that's my take on it. That's why when Rip the Going Merry.
Oh my god.
You haven't
crying over inanimate
You haven't got there yet?
I got another 300 chapters to go.
I had a single tear that just lightly, it was a manly tear, just slightly streamed down out of my left eye when I read the Going Merry shit, which you're going to. Just wait.
I've been spoiled to the whole thing over YouTube videos, so it's not like I know that Going Merry gets replaced by Thousand
It's gonna hit different because you're gonna go through the fucking Water 7 arc, and then you're gonna go through Ennie's lobby, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, Mary, because there's a big impactful moment with the Mary that is out of nowhere, which you probably haven't seen. You're just like,
I know Usopp like leaves because of it, and then he like
have you
comes
seen the
back.
Usopp the Usopp Luffy fight?
I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen the fight, but I know
gonna
like
be a treat. That's gonna be a treat to watch because that's probably the top 10 One Piece moments for me is Usopp versus Luffy over the Going Merry.
Yeah, I know he like rejoins the crew like undercover, but like everybody knows it's Usopp, but he's just
Soga King, Sniper King.
He's just like pretending to be undercover, which is really funny.
So, the dumb people, which are like Luffy, Frankie, Chopper, Zoro. Sanji knows that it's Luffy, but he'll just put on the mask and he'll be like, I'm Sniper King. And then Luffy and Chopper and like Frankie are like, oh my god, you're Sniper King, that's amazing. And then they just like buy into it. They still to this day don't know that it was Usopp. Because they're just dumb,
Facepalm in that moment.
It's hilarious though. It's such a good dynamic.
But honestly, with Luffy, it does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, Luffy's just an idiot that is purely good and sticks to his morals.
And speaking of One Piece, kind of bringing it back to the original conversation, kind of very now that I'm reading.
You never saw an episode of One Piece?
Not
as
a single
kid?
one.
Bro, it was all over Cartoon Network when we were younger. Like I watched probably 30 episodes fully when I was a kid. I remember a lot about One Piece.
Now that I'm reading through One Piece, like, I wish I would have watched it when I was a kid.
Dude,
because I think that if I had watched it when I was like 10, 11, 12, like, and just kept watching it,
yeah.
I would have so much more nostalgia and effect. And, like, it still is a good show and a good...
It's amazing.
Like, this is not like a Dragon Ball type of show that, like, you get it straight off of nostalgia.
It's so much better. It's the best long-running show of all time.
Yes.
Or no, not even close.
I think...
Would you agree? Like, I don't think...
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think if I would have watched it as an 11 or 12-year-old, I would have watched it like a crack addict, and I wouldn't have been able to stop.
See, I watched it episodic, like, randomly when it was on Cartoon Network because I didn't know what anime was. I'll get into my whole take later, but the first One Piece thing, I think the first One Piece scene or episode I watched is, I can't remember the arc exactly, but it's when Wapol, you know?
Yeah.
When he meets Chopper, whatever that arc is called.
I just read it today.
What is that called?
The Snow Island one.
Yeah, whatever that's called. Yeah, the first episode.
Drum Island.
Drum Island. Yes, Drum Island. The first episode I watched was It was when Luffy was climbing the mountain, and he was carrying like Nami in his mouth, and he's just like his fingernails are getting shredded. He's bleeding, climbing the mountain, and he'll just do anything to save his crew. And that was the first. No, you're good. That was the first One Piece episode that I was introduced to, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" But I mean, shit. When I was in second, third grade, we didn't have internet even at this time. Yeah. Like at my house,
streaming services were not really a thing. Like
not
Netflix,
at all.
Netflix was in its infant stages where you were still sent actual discs.
Yeah.
And their online service, I remember we had it on our Wii that there was like 10 movies you could watch. It was like super low choice.
Right. So then I had to keep watching, and I would see different episodes. The second episode I saw actually was the first episode of One Piece because they were doing a playthrough.
The very first
So
one.
I watched like the first 5 probably over a couple hours at my house. So I was like, oh my god, this is cool. But I didn't really know what was going on. And that was kind of my intro to anime, but...
I feel like if I would have still, or like in my elementary school stages, if I would have been able to watch that, that's when my beginning point would have been.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like, I never watched anything that had an ongoing storyline when I was younger because, like, when I'm young, that I didn't want to pick up something halfway through and then be like, what the fuck is going on? And then continue from there. Like, I'd rather just watch SpongeBob or some dumb shit like that it's funny for half an hour and then I'll go twiddle my thumbs or play Modern Warfare for a couple of hours after that.
Yeah, I feel like when I was... Because I watched Dragon Ball Z and One Piece when I was in early elementary school. Like, I remember. Also, Yu Yu Hakusho would play on Cartoon Network. And I guess I never really thought about it as having a storyline. But, like, the fights and the interactions between characters are so cool that I just would watch. And I was like, oh my god, this is cool. I actually had a Zoro play set one Halloween.
Really?
I had the 2 swords, and I had a sword that had like a little gummy bite for the mouthpiece.
That's funny.
And I had like his outfit, and my parents didn't even know what it was, but they ordered it for me, or we got it someplace. But yeah.
That's pretty great, yeah. I feel like if I would have been able to see that when I was younger, I would have definitely been more invested from the beginning.
I would say the show, when I started watching anime, this is before I knew it was anime, early elementary school, like I was saying, I watched Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was definitely the most played in the West, like on like networks. And I watched a lot of Dragon Ball, but never fully through. I think the first... One time they did like I remember when I was younger, probably 4th grade or something, they did a 24-hour playthrough. But like Cartoon Network that whole day, it was like a Sunday or something.
Cartoon Network's pretty good with things like that.
They are. They just played Dragon Ball episodic always. They just kept going. And I think I watched a good chunk of the Cell saga, the Cell arc. And
isn't that like your favorite arc?
It is my favorite arc. and I have massive nostalgia glasses for it.
Yeah,
because
anybody who likes
I
Dragon
started
Ball
like
has
halfway
nostalgia
through,
glasses.
so I got to meet the androids, and I got to see Goku's Gohan's actually like relationship and Goku's with Android 18. Sorry guys, haven't seen it in a while.
The
But
blonde-haired one.
I got to see Cell stomp out and kill the android, and then I got to see Gohan snap and go Super Saiyan 2, and I thought that shit was the coolest thing ever. But I didn't know it was anime at this point. So then I go years on SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, a bunch of shows.
Yeah,
and
bunch of Western shows.
Right, I didn't even know it was anime. And then in 7th grade, Isaac, who was on our last episode, I think he actually like brought it up to me. Also was like, hey, yeah, I watched Dragon Ball as a kid. So we got a Dragon Ball Z game, and we would fight on it. I think you had it too as well.
I didn't have it, but I played it a
Yeah.
lot.
So we bought that game, and then me and Isaac were like, fuck it, let's just watch it. And then I watched it, and I was like, my intro to anime. And I also watched a bunch of Western shows, like I watched Grey's Anatomy, bunch of other shit, The Office.
Yeah, all the Western classics.
But I always kept watching anime, and I just never really talked about it. I would just watch it because I enjoyed it. And then it was just slowly I just kept watching. And yeah, that's where I'm at now. I just really enjoy it now because like I'm older, I'm more mature, I can appreciate it a lot more. And yeah, that's my whole spiel on how I got into anime. I've kind of always watched it, but yeah.
I think most adults now do not understand the depth of anime.
Oh, not at all.
They see something that's animated and they'll think this is for children.
For children, kid shit.
And in reality, it has way more adult, like there's shows that can have way more adult themes than anything you'll ever see.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Even like
Well, because I feel like it's because actors can only do so much.
they can only express so much emotion.
You can animate something as good as you want.
You can have this, and this is like something in anime that you'll never see in real like actor people. You can have them sloppy crying,
Yeah.
and that will hit you so much different than if you see someone in real life
Right.
sloppy crying, like no control.
Well, it's because I feel like there's very few actors and actresses that can pull off a good cry that make you super invested, no matter how good they are.
That can actually express the emotion.
But in anime, that shit doesn't matter. If you're a voice actor, you can fill that shit in. But the animation of them crying adds so much. So much.
It really does. When did you start watching things that were like not shonen? Because I mean, I started on a show that is seinen, but like after that, I did watch shonen up until I think the first show that I watched that wasn't shonen was Erased.
I think the first show that I watched that wasn't shonen was Trigun. I think it was Trigun. And it was because of what's that YouTuber's name? He reviews anime.
There's a lot of them, dog. Glass Reflection?
Glass Reflection, that guy. I watched a YouTube video on a whim, just randomly, and he gave his top 5 anime that I think people that don't watch anime would be into. And Trigun was on there. And he had a picture of Vash the Stampede. He had a picture of Vash on there. And I was like, oh, that guy looks super cool. So then I watched that YouTube video, I mean, years and years ago, probably like 8 years ago. And then I watched Trigun, and I was like, oh, this was fucking sick. Like, this was super cool. And then ever since then, I think Trigun is what kind of got me into anime. And then I got into, like, the Full Metal Alchemist, and I got into Hunter x Hunter and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it was because of that. YouTube actually got me into a bunch of things. And another thing that actually got me into anime was I saw the Luffy versus Lucci fight, which you haven't seen.
That I have not.
But, yeah, I watched the YouTube video of that. And I was like, oh my god, this is actually intense. Because I could see, like, Luffy's emotion and how hard he was trying. And that's another thing that got me into a more diverse part of anime.
Again, back to hitting emotions that literally just not capable in unanimated settings.
It's not even close.
Like, I honestly kind of feel bad about the fact that there's so many people, so many older people in the West that don't understand the fact that this is like a whole section of media that could open your whole mind.
Right, yeah.
And they just won't even take a second look at it because of the fact that it's animated.
That's so annoying to me. Because, like, I know every person that likes watching shows could get into an anime.
There's anime for everything.
There's an anime for literally anything. Anything you want, there's an anime for. And it's so bullshit that people won't even give it a chance.
Yes. Like, if anybody told me a single show they enjoy, I think I could rattle off an anime within 10 seconds that I think you would probably enjoy way better than any live action thing you've ever seen.
Absolutely. Like, shit. One of our friends watches Vikings on Amazon, and we should put him on fucking Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga, Dororo, like...
Dude, my roommate actually has watched Vikings on Amazon, but he watched, like, the first season, and he brought it up, actually, when we were just talking at our house, because I live with 7 other guys, and we just hang out all day. But I was like, bro, you should watch Vinland Saga. And he started watching Vinland Saga, and the next day, he was, like, 12 episodes in, and he's like, bro, this is the sickest thing I've ever seen. This is better than Avatar. And I'm like, you think this is better than Avatar, bro? Like, for real? You don't even know what anime is.
No.
And he was like, yes, this is better than Avatar. And I was like, dude, you gotta get into other shit. He hasn't, but he watched Vinland Saga, and he loves it. He always says, my favorite cartoon is Avatar. Just kidding. My favorite cartoon is Vinland Saga, but that doesn't count. And I'm like, yeah, because it's anime, bro. Like,
it upsets me that how close-minded people are nowadays. Like, I was one of those close-minded people too. Like, like I said earlier, I'd walk across the other room to Isaac watching My Hero, and I'd be like, "Why are you watching this dumb, childish cartoon stuff?" Mm-hmm. Even though, like, the day before I had just finished watching Tokyo Ghoul with him. But, like, that is completely different.
But that's dark. That's, like, mature-ass anime.
Tokyo Ghoul is dark, death, mature. My Hero is happy-go-lucky shonen.
Dude, you know what we never talked about on our good, like, anime that changed your mind off of anime? Our mature anime. That would, like, really, like, get you thinking that are dark. Like, I feel like Berserk, Tokyo Ghoul, Goblin Slayer even.
Yeah.
Like, dark anime are not tailored towards kids. That would change someone's mind completely.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee if any person that thinks anime is childish watched the first episode of Goblin Slayer, they would be like,
this is not childish.
Yeah, they'd be like, what the fuck? Like,
there's actually this anime that I have not seen yet that I just saw this week that I really want to see, and if anybody knows where it is, please leave a review or something telling me. And it's called Aoi Bungoku, English translation to No Longer Human.
Oh, I've actually heard about it.
It's like about a guy who like struggles with depression, and then I heard that right after the author had finished it was actually originally a novel.
Yeah.
And then it was like put into manga format by Junji Ito, which is like perfect because he's like the best horror mangaka of all time.
Yeah. So
right after the author had finished it, he committed suicide.
Damn.
So it's basically like
that makes it so much heavier.
An autobiography of this guy's battle with depression.
Bro, that actually sounds sick.
And it's something that I just saw this last week on a YouTube. I want to say it was like Trash Taste Podcast. You know who that is? Like,
yeah.
The Anime Man and
I've heard
those
about
guys. I just saw it. It was probably a video from like 3 months ago, but I was like, this is something that I think if I watched, I would be so impacted by it that like
definitely
like, and that's like such adult themes.
Bro, I feel like knowing that backstory that you just said would make it hit so much harder.
Mm-hmm. And like
I might have to check that out.
That's another show like Monster, which I really want to see but I can't. That it's not aired anywhere, so like, where the hell am I gonna watch it? Which is also tough being in the West. Like you can't, a lot of shows that you just can't access.
Yeah, dude, we gotta watch Monster. We could do a Monster podcast, like a Monster read through or watch. That would be cool too.
Monsters.
Where the fuck do you watch Monster? Is it on anything? Do you have to pay for it by episode?
I can't find
shit?
it anywhere. I saw something on eBay. It was like a disc set. It was like $500 for the disc set. I was like, you got to be shitting me.
Bro, so, yeah, it's just nowhere.
No, it's not licensed anywhere, so you can't. I mean, you can probably watch it on illegal streaming sites, but I don't
someone
like
should
that.
hit up that mangaka or whoever owns it and be like, yo, you could make a shit ton of money.
Viz owns it. They own, like, it's a Viz publication.
Actually?
Mm-hmm. Because they do, like, they have, like, the perfect edition or whatever that I've been thinking about buying, like, for the manga, because I was thinking about reading it instead of watching it because I can't watch it. Yeah. But the perfect edition is, like, hardcover, like, super expensive. Kind of like the Berserk Deluxe Edition, you know what I'm saying?
I should have done the Berserk Deluxe Edition because I'm buying the OG ones. And it's spendy, bro. Each volume's like $13. I think there's 42 volumes.
Yeah, and I think it just finally ended.
Did it actually?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm not going to say anything, but I hope it ended on a good spot.
Like,
it's so good, though. I'm going to buy them all. It's the best manga I've read. One Pieces. But Berserk is so good. It's different, though, because I watched the 1998 anime, so I know what's going on in the manga. But the manga is so well done. It's probably the second most beautiful manga I've ever read behind Vagabond, which I'm currently reading.
I need to read Vagabond.
It's so good. It's so deep, too. It's really good. It's just they're very expensive, so I'm buying.
Being invested in manga can be very expensive,
bro. And it's also like when you start buying the hard copies, you have to keep buying the hard copies.
Mm-hmm. Like Dr. Stone, I keep I'm on. Yeah. I have all the English volumes of Dr. Stone up to volume 12. I have 2 volumes of volume 11 because they accidentally sent me 2 of them.
Yeah, I think I have 18 of Vagabond, and it ran me a pretty penny, but. It's so good. I want that to get a good adaptation because that could be one of the best anime of all time. If it was adapted well, 100%.
Give it to Bones or Mappa or Madhouse or someone that can actually do something good.
Dude, Madhouse just does adaptations so well.
It does. Or Wit Studio does.
Wit also does. Wit's gorgeous.
Wit is the next powerhouse, even though they're such a small studio.
Dude, if I could create an anime and... I had to choose an animation studio. I'd probably choose Wit or fucking Madhouse. They're so good.
I think I'd probably choose Wit.
Bro, Wit. Shit, man. Attack on Titan and then Vinland Saga.
They're pumping them out right now.
They have a bunch as well. They have different... Madhouse did Hunter x Hunter. Did they do Hunter x Hunter?
They did 2011 Hunter x Hunter, yeah.
Madhouse is just killer. Yeah. Dude, have you... What do you think of the new season of Fire Force?
I really like it so far. I'm kind of behind on it because Funimation only releases episodes every 3 weeks.
Oh,
and I'm a dub watcher.
You watch
dub. I'm a dub watcher, yeah. I am a dub watcher if any of you are going to hate on me.
Well, I'm 2 episodes behind on even Crunchyroll, and I watch sub.
Yeah, I'm on episode 5, right, where Shinra's still fighting the big dude with the thing over his face.
Okay, yeah.
From the White Clad, saving the girl that doesn't want to be saved.
What's that chick's name?
I
want to say Lisa, but
no, it's definitely not Lisa.
It's not Lisa. JoJo's brain.
It's like a Japanese name.
Lisa the goat. Yo, today we watched JoJo's compilations for 10 minutes straight, and it solidified its spot in my second of all time anime. AK, if you go back and watch JoJo's shit, you will appreciate it so much more.
It's so dumb. Have you watched? There's a 1988 version of JoJo.
The OVAs, I've seen a few. I've watched the
really
Dio
old.
Jotaro fight or whatever.
I was like, can you really be a JoJo stan if you haven't seen?
Oh, I have.
The old version.
And it's low-key pretty similar.
Is it?
To the new one, it's just animated a lot better. Who does JoJo's animation?
David Production.
Okay. They do a good job. I love JoJo's, bro.
Such a meme.
Dude, when they speak English in JoJo's, it's an instant crack up. You just laugh immediately.
Whenever Joseph speaks English, it's just like, oh no!
Dude,
oh my god!
The first season of JoJo's when Jonathan is fighting Dio, and he's at the top of their house, and he's falling down, and it's everything's on fire.
Yeah.
Dio just sticks his hand in the wall and goes, goodbye, Gerger. Like, bro, their English is so funny.
It is. It really is.
Or the Darby, like the younger Darby fight when they are picking the characters. Bro, that shit's so funny. Like, Jotaro picks a team, and it's literally, the name of the game is called, "Oh, that's a baseball." That's what they say in English. And then Jotaro picks a team, and it's Jaguars. And they pronounce it as Jaggers. That shit's just so funny. And every time Joseph speaks, like, that exact episode when Jotaro wins because Joseph is using his hermit purple to press random buttons.
Yep.
Joseph just, like, puts his hand in his head and he goes, yada, yada. He actually goes,
Yada,
yes, yes, yes. The Ora thing. And then Jotaro just Ora-Ora's the shit out of fucking Darby. Bro, JoJo's is the best.
JoJo's is so dumb.
It's the best. It's the funniest, and it's such an easygoing story.
If like I said last episode, if there was not so much memeage around it.
The memeage is the best part, AK.
It is the best part, but like, if it didn't, that is the problem. It is the best part. That's the problem,
dude. The funniness and the adventure is what makes it so good. You just can't expect anything. Like,
you literally cannot predict a single JoJo's fight how it ends.
Dude, season 4 is slept on. I don't care what anyone says.
Season 4 is my third favorite season.
Yeah, season 4 is good as I fucking love season 4. I didn't at first, but or part 4, whatever.
2, 5, 4 is the way I go right now. I think either 2, 5.
I go 5. I go 5, 2, 4. I think
4 and 5
2 and 4 are
close
pretty.
for me.
I love part 5 though.
You like part 5 a lot more than I do. Part 5 and part 4 are fairly close to me. Part 2 is way better than both of them, I think.
I don't know. I just like the change up. It was kind of a big change up, you know? Like, Giorno, he's not, I mean, he is a Joestar. Because if you really think about it, like, Dio's head was on Jonathan's body, but, you know, the testes are still, you know,
yeah,
Joestar.
Speaking of that, what the fuck is that anyways? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Just tape Dio's head to Jonathan's body and...
It's because Dio's the GOAT. But I got to watch, like, I got to rewatch it, and I saw, like, Dio saying, like, Zaworldo, and pausing time. Like, as Joseph is like, Jotaro, Dio's stand is time, and then it just freezes. Like, that shit was so hype.
See Kaki Owen get bodied again?
That was so sad, dude. I didn't expect that at all. And
I will say I did not expect him to get offed like
I
that.
I thought Polnareff was gonna die. Like, when I was watching Stardust Crusaders, I really thought Polnareff was gonna be the one to get offed. Because, like, you know, Kakyoin and Jotaro were like boys. They were like homies. And, like, I don't know, Polnareff was kind of like that annoying guy. And I did not expect
Polnareff,
that.
Dog. Don't call him annoying. He's my favorite character other than Joseph.
No, that's fair. He's my... I like Kakyoin more just because... Polnareff is better. Personally, I like Kakyoin more, but as a character, Polnareff is way better. Polnareff is actually deep and, like, goes through a bunch of shit because everyone dies for Polnareff. Avdol, Iggy. Sorry, spoilers. His sister.
I forgot Iggy died.
That was the saddest death, bro. Iggy's... Oh my god, Iggy's death was so sad, dog.
I wasn't really invested in Iggy, but...
Bro, when when he's getting stomped by that fucking guy that... I don't even know his powers. He can swallow up anything into a void. That was so sad. That was so sad.
So you didn't get mad when Avdol got sucked up by that?
No. I didn't really like Avdol, to be honest.
He saved Polnareff.
He did. I thought Avdol should have died. He did. He saved him twice.
Died twice.
Avdol's... Wow. What a team player.
The whole arc where Polnareff, or where they were on the island where Avdol came back, and they thought it was like Avdol's dad, or like Polnareff thought it was his dad.
Did you know that was Avdol right away? Because I was thinking, like, this is Avdol.
I mean, obviously it looks exactly like him.
Right.
But then when they were like, they said it was like, I'm pretty sure they said it was like his dad or something dumb like that. I was like, okay, I can see it. Like, the show, I could see them putting like their looks identical, other than like the stuff they're wearing.
Bro, another big meme when Caesar dies and Joseph just yells, Caesar! Bro, JoJo's is so great. Everyone watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
I didn't watch JoJo's until pretty late. You know what got me really...
Same. I probably started watching JoJo's a year ago. Probably pretty close. Year and a couple months.
Yeah. You know what show, after I had seen Hunter x Hunter, the one that got me more into the more slice of life-esque type of show is Your Lie in April.
I don't like slice. I mean, I like slice of life stuff, but it's not my cup of tea. I like battle anime, to be honest.
And
that's also my like Western, like even movies. Like I like action movies.
Yeah, you like Marvel kind of movies.
Yeah.
Like, and I completely understand that. What I said earlier is Erased is the first thing that got me off of shonen, and Your Lie in April is the very first one I watched after Erased. And I remember all this because it's only been like 3 years since I actually started watching anime.
Yeah, mine kind of gets foggy when I look back.
And so I can actually remember like the first like 10 shows I watched. And Your Lie in April was right after Erased, which was right after Hunter x Hunter. And that was a show that completely shifted views for me on like what anime is in like completely. Because I was like, I thought, okay, anime is sweet now. Like Hunter x Hunter still covers like a lot of adult themes. It's really cool. But then I watched Erased, which was like not battle. Yeah. But like it was still very intense in a way that like there was still a lot of action. Mm. And then I go to something like Your Lie in April, has absolutely no action, but reels you in more of like, you're so invested in these characters, and the music is so good, and it works so perfectly with the emotion of the show.
I need to watch Erased because you talk about it a lot, and
Erased is really good, and the ending gets a lot of flack because it's not the same as the manga.
Oh,
but
shit.
I didn't know what the manga was because it was like the 5th show I watched.
Yeah.
So I thought it was still I thought it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find any problems with it. I still love Erased. And after that, moving into Your Lie in April, the end of Your Lie in April
is fire.
It's not. I don't know if I'd say fire, but it's so fucking depressing.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. But
it's so sad.
It's pretty highly regarded in the anime world.
It really is.
You know what kind of ruined like slice of life anime for me?
What's
is
that?
I watched Welcome to the NHK.
I have not seen that. I kind of want to watch it.
And I heard great things about it. And this is when I was a pretty newbie with anime. Mm-hmm. I hadn't seen too many things. I was probably south of 10, 15 anime watch at the time. And I kept hearing people talk about Welcome to the NHK. And I watched the whole thing and I was like, this shit sucked. Like, it was good, but like, it wasn't my cup of tea because it was a bunch about like otaku culture. It's a guy that, I don't know, I didn't really enjoy it, and it just wasn't my cup of tea because I couldn't relate to him at all. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, I'm not holed up in my house afraid to go outside. Like, I couldn't relate to it at all. So that's kind of what ruined that for me. But I think one of the first anime I watched was also Hunter x Hunter, along with you. I think it was up there. But what sucked is because I watched it on Netflix. Sorry. And I don't think they had the Chimera Ants arc.
No, they stopped right after Greed Island.
Right, it was Greed Island, yeah. So I was like, what the fuck's going on? That was the same with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I watched up until the final arc with Father and stuff, and I was just like, what?
When I watched it, I did watch it on Netflix, and they had the whole thing by then.
See, yeah, it was not... Yeah, I finished it on Netflix, but when I started watching, they didn't have the final 30 episodes, so I was like, what the fuck? And I just had to watch it on like illegal streaming sites where I had to like go through ads, which was such a hassle. But then I went and rewatched both of them. And that's why I love anime so much, to be honest.
I think mine and your taste differ a lot in the way that I ended up watching a lot more slice of life-esque shows.
Yeah, like
that
more
you just
philosophical, deep shows.
Yeah, that you just didn't get interested in. Like, I've seen, like, you haven't seen Your Lie in April, which to me is a staple, and you should watch.
I will at some point.
I could see how it'd be tough for someone that has not been thinking.
But it's like, my type of media isn't that.
No, yeah,
so,
I understand. But me back a couple years ago when I just started, that wouldn't have been my type of thing either.
Right.
And it just so happens that the route I took from Tokyo Ghoul, My Hero, Erased, Your Lie in April, like that was like a great slope down.
Bro, it really was. And it was a slope that made you understand a bunch of different concepts.
It was. And I could understand that if people are super into shonen and haven't really seen anything else, or like you're more of like a battle genre, you're open to other things, but like,
of course,
you're more of like a battle show kind of person. Like, you're not gonna watch something that's like Anohana, which is also a great show.
I mean, Death Parade, even that's kind of slice of life.
Death Parade is amazing. Death Parade is its own category.
It is its own category, but it's slower and it's not battle shonen. And I fucking loved Death Parade. It was amazing.
Yeah, you definitely gotta.
I'm definitely open to anything, but it needs to keep me invested, and like, I guess just action sequences help keep me invested personally. But I'm definitely open.
Action sequences make it easy.
I mean, emotional moments though, because like Grave of the Fireflies, I watched that whole movie without blinking, and that was such a good movie. Oh my god! Like, I'm not. Yeah, I'm down for anything. It's just like, what I'm gonna watch for a long-running series probably got to be, I guess, as simp as it sounds, it needs to be like a battle anime.
It needs to keep you invested on like a normal
like Fire Force.
Yeah, and I mean most of the shows that you watch that are slice of life happen to be 12 to 24 to 30 some episodes long. Like, when I watch another show that I've watched that you have not seen that I also hold in high regard but was not on my top 10 or my honorable mentions is Clannad and Clannad After Story. And that is a show...
I've heard nothing but good things from that show.
It is something I don't think I would ever recommend to somebody, but it is also a show that is like, it's just amazing. Like, it's a slice of life. It's a high school slice of life. And it has so many moments that are just like cutesy kind of moments. But then at the end of Clannad After Story is what just... Oh my god, the end of Clannad After Story is almost the same as the end of Code Geass for me.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Code Geass is on its own level, but the end of Clannad After Story pulls another twist that, like, it hits you so hard.
Yeah.
I don't know that I really want to explain to you what it is.
No, don't, because I plan on watching it at some
You
point.
got it. Clannad it's a staple for people that are super into anime. And I like I said, I wouldn't recommend it to any of my friends, but to people that are listening to this, maybe, because you're open to anime. Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of anime that, I mean, it goes for every taste. No matter what you're into, there's an anime for you, and there's many.
And yeah, I'm a person that is open to just about any genre.
Yeah.
Which is different than a lot of people. But
bro, it's good to be open though, because then you can experience.
I've hit
so many good things.
I've watched pretty much every genre you can think of, from battle shonen to slice of life to interspecies reviewers.
I haven't seen interspecies reviewers.
It's such a dumb show.
Bro, I heard it was pretty good though.
It's pretty funny, but it's just like, why? It's just like, why? It got banned in like all the streaming services.
Fucking fan service. You're talking shit about Food Wars. I heard interspecies reviewers has a shit ton of fan service. Isn't that like kind of the show?
It literally, that's the point of it. Like, I watched it on Pornhub.
Wait, actually? Yeah. It was on P-Hub?
Yeah. They didn't air it. It wasn't on Funimation. They removed it.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I had to watch it. I watched all 10 or 11 or 12 episodes on Pornhub.
That's hilarious. That's actually fucking hilarious.
That's the only place I have.
It makes sense based on what I've heard about it.
Oh yeah, it's something else. Like I said, I've seen all spectrums of anime for sure.
Shit, I never talked about Naruto. That actually was another one that got me really into anime. Because I knew it was anime when I was watching Naruto.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I was all about it. Like, the first fucking arc. I was like, holy shit, people are dying? Like, what?
Naruto's a show that is actually...
good.
It's not like Dragon Ball that's like...
No,
it's
way better than Dragon Ball.
Ass cheeks.
Dragon Ball is kind of ass cheeks. I hate to admit it, but like... if you watch Dragon Ball and then you watch Naruto, you're going to be like, holy shit, Naruto is way better. Not even close. Which it is. Naruto's actually good. Especially Naruto, not Shippuden. Naruto's actually fire. If you skip the filler, especially if you read the manga, I feel like it'd be amazing.
I didn't see Naruto until last summer, I think. And I will say... not too long before that, I had tried watching Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball made me want to throw up on a regular basis, and Naruto did not.
Bro, yeah. Dragon Ball, you'll just get Goku screaming for like 2 minutes.
For like 3 episodes, you mean?
Yeah, just powering up.
Yeah,
I actually think when Vegeta hits Cell with the final flash, I think he's powering up for like, I think it's actually like 3 episodes. There's dialogue in between. But I think he's actually like, I honestly like powering up for 3 episodes.
Back to way earlier episode when I was talking about Avatar, about how like I never got to watch it in order.
Yeah.
I feel like Dragon Ball, it didn't make a goddamn difference because no matter what, somebody was fucking screaming and powering up, and you just thought it was the same fucking episode.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Like you go 4 episodes. You could skip all 4 and you wouldn't know the difference because it's the same stuff going on.
It's just Goku getting beating up the other guy. Goku getting beat up worse. And then he powers up and then beats him. And there's another villain. And then he's like, oh shit, gotta power up further. Like,
oh, Dragon Ball is such a bad show.
They have such a very vanilla power system.
Power's over 9,000.
It's literally just like your willpower makes your power go up. Like, I don't know. It's kind of whack. It's not like Nen. Nen is so good.
Nen is literally the best power system of all time.
Yeah, nothing holds a candle. I think it's...
so fucking cool. I can't handle how cool it is.
Bro, Hunter x Hunter... Okay, if there were... This could be a future episode of, like, anime universes that we would like to live in.
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter's on there.
Hunter x Hunter's fucking epic.
Hunter x Hunter is on there. Because, like, having Nen would be so cool.
Having a Hatsu that's, like, 100 Gyanyan Bodhisattva, like, fucking Netero, that'd be the coolest shit ever.
That would be the coolest shit ever. Like, bro, like, the power systems in that show, they can cancel each other out, which is what makes it so good. Because, like, Knuckles could beat anyone.
Yeah, and his power is kind of dumb,
his
stupid.
His power sucks, but, like... Dude, if he teamed up with the dude that can teleport, you know what I'm saying? The one who loses all his hair because he senses Pito's energy.
Yeah.
Bro, Knuckles could punch a guy
and
just get teleported away and he could beat anybody. And he's not even close to the strongest person. Like, there's a bunch of different powers that cancel each other out. Like, Cheetos. Remember Cheetos?
Cheetos sucked.
No, it doesn't, because the only reason that he lost is because...
Moral didn't want to tag him.
Because Moral just was smart. And then he says that. He literally says that at the end of the episode. He's like, the only reason you beat me is because you're an idiot. Like,
yeah, that's why Hunter x Hunter's power system is so great, though.
It is. It's the best power system in anime, bar none. I don't even know what comes close. Stands are pretty good. I actually think Grimoires in Black Clover, that's a really good power
Grimoires
system.
are very good. I like how even in the newer stuff, I don't know how far you are, but in like after the whole elf arc or like the devil arc or whatever, what they're in right now, they go to like the Heart Kingdom and they have a totally different set of like all their powers are like more natural based powers. Like they're not like nobody has like spatial powers or like light powers.
I haven't seen
like
that,
everybody's just like more natural. Like they have water and like lightning and like that kind of shit because they base their like they take their mana from their surroundings instead of I guess in the Clover Kingdom they have a lot more artificial magic types because of the fact that they have more. They don't take their mana from their surrounding areas. They take like their mana from themselves basically.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I haven't watched that or read that, but that's interesting.
I think Black Clover's is actually a sick power system.
I think it's super good. I think it's a great power system.
Worst power system in all of anime, My Hero Academia. You cannot tell me any different.
I'm not even gonna fight you. That shit makes no sense. Quirks, anything can happen. You can get any mutation. Let me shoot tape out of my elbows.
You get literally.
Let me have an engine in my calf. What the fuck are you talking about?
Literally genetic mutations that change their bodies, but they can still be taken away. And then what?
Bro,
what?
yeah.
What? It doesn't make any sense.
What happens if Froppy's like power gets taken away? Does she look normal or does she still look like a frog?
A guy from iFunny who I've been talking to said that she just she can't use her tongue anymore, and she like loses like her frog abilities where she like jumps fast or like can jump high and like swim fast. But then I think like that's like part of her genetic mutation is
that's
like,
part of her like genetic makeup. Like that's who she is. Like
yeah, and like so the explanation is like, okay, Aizawa can look at the dude with the tail or whatever, and then like his tail just doesn't work. But then it's like he still has his fucking tail. Yeah. So like he still has his ability because he still has his tail. Like his tail is his ability. Dude, it's still there.
Aizawa is probably my third favorite character in that show because he's the perfect like. Bro, he can stop whatever. He can shut down any quirk. Like he's OP as hell. Bro, he would body All For One. He would body All For One if like they went one like toe to toe. 100%. Where was he during that? He had his arm smashed, right? Or some shit.
I don't even remember. That's the kind of plot holes that belong in My Hero Academia. Yeah, though.
Bro, Aizawa would body fucking All Might.
Yeah,
he would kill him.
I didn't even think about
that.
Bro,
Aizawa should be like the number one hero. Like he would be. Stain is the only one I feel like that would come close to touching him. Who else? Endeavor. Aizawa would body Endeavor. He'd body the fucking feather guy.
Ox.
Yeah, Ox. He would body him. Aizawa's OP. God damn, I never even thought about this. Aizawa's the GOAT. Fuck.
Wow, you just honestly changed my whole outlook on that show. Like, I already thought it was bad, but now that I think about
he's like a nerf to the good quirks. Like,
if Aizawa had like the body build of like Endeavor,
yeah,
be unstoppable.
Bro, but he's a gangster fighter. Like with his fucking scarf.
Yeah.
Bro, he would shit on Endeavor because Endeavor would. He's not good at like hand-to-hand combat, you know, like punching without a fucking quirk. Aizawa would just keep his eyes open and fucking like wrap his scarf around him and slam his ass on the ground.
Well, shit. Horikoshi, I think Horikoshi's the author. Why is Aizawa not the number one hero?
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? If you hear this, come on.
What the fuck is wrong with you, bud?
Aizawa should be the GOAT. And Deku's a little bitch. Sorry.
Make Mirio the main character.
Please. Dude, if they somehow killed off Deku and made Mirio the main character, I would like the show so much more. Bro, the only reason I think that is because Deku's, I don't have a quirk. I want to be a hero. All right, let's just get the best quirk ever.
That is with a lot of that's pretty much every shonen genre, though. If you think about it, like, even Black Clover,
Asta has...
that is a classic shonen. Like, I don't have the best power. Like, I don't have any power.
I guess even Naruto.
Then I'll get the best power. Yeah. My Hero, Black Clover, Naruto...
Like, Naruto, he could have still been a sick ninja without it, but... like
Doesn't he kind of just, like, pull the nine-tailed fox out of his ass in a couple of moments, though?
Yeah, but he also becomes stupid OP.
Yeah. I mean, that is a pretty common thing with shonen, is that, like, you're not the most powerful, and then, like, dumb circumstances make you the most powerful.
That's why One Piece is good, because it's a gradual slope the whole time. He starts off with a shit devil fruit, a rubber devil fruit. Would you want to be made out of rubber? I don't think so.
I think
That's why One Piece is great, because he has to learn everything.
You can track power scaling by his bounty as well.
Yep.
I think that's a great way to track his power scaling, actually.
I also do. I really like the bounty system in One Piece. It kind of makes, I don't know, it makes me love One Piece even more, because you know how like notorious they are, and you also know how powerful they are based on their bounty. And I love that. It's not necessarily on how strong they are. I can't really explain that to you because you haven't gotten there. But like, there's a character that gets introduced. He's the same age as Luffy, but he has a higher bounty. I don't think he's more strong. I don't think he's stronger than Luffy at all. But he's just ruthless and will kill people, where Luffy won't.
Mm-hmm.
But also, fuck, I can't keep talking to this. We're gonna have a whole One Piece episode in a few months once AK gets caught up.
Once I get caught up,
and we are gonna geek out about it because One Piece is the best.
It's pretty good. I'm reaching the end of Alabasta now. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. Once I get past where I am in Skypiea, I think I'll fly through it pretty quick, because like that's when I'm gonna be hitting new material, and I'll just want to keep reading.
Well, Skypiea is good. It's just once you get past Skypiea, there's a slow arc, which isn't even that bad. It was funny and I loved it. I read it. It was great. Dude, it flies by, because you get Water 7. You're going to cruise through Water 7 in one sitting. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to get to Ennie's Lobby, and you're going to be like, holy fuck, Ennie's Lobby is going insane. You're going to cruise through Ennie's Lobby. And those are two of the best arcs in the whole show.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, shit. That was our Tipsy podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
We got very super sidetracked.
We did, but the alcohol will do that.
Yeah, I kind of gave my side story, or my story into becoming a weeb. Noah kind of just
went all over.
Is the average story.
Yeah, mine's pretty basic. Started on Dragon Ball, One Piece, Yu Yu Hakusho. I never talked about. I saw a bunch of episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho, but yeah, it's pretty basic. Whatever was on Cartoon Network, I was watching.
I'm gonna have to put you like a schedule into like getting into more slice of life kind of.
Dude, I just don't.
I can put you on a gradual slope.
Yeah, I just don't know if I'm gonna like it. You know what I'm saying?
I think I can find a series of shows that would put you on a gradual slope.
Have you heard of Grand Blue? Grand Blue, it's like that scuba diving anime. All Blue. No, that's
the All Blue is in One Piece, where all the fish.
I think it's called Grand Blue, bro, but I feel like that's a slice of life I would enjoy, because it's about scuba diving and like college students that just like vibe together.
No, I don't think I've seen that, but I do think I could come up with a schedule of shows that would put you into appreciating.
Bro, yeah, we gotta do it.
I'm gonna make a schedule of shows that will make you watch Clan Ed. Is what I'm gonna do.
So next week's episode, we're going to do the best moments in anime.
Yeah, we actually, believe it or not, we have a schedule.
We planned it out, guys.
Next week is going to be the best moments in anime.
And this is going to be a lit episode because there are a lot. And I'm going to have to narrow down. But I have some good ones in mind. I have a bunch of good ones in mind, actually.
Same. I think it's going to be a great episode.
Yeah. It's going to be a heater, so tune in next week if you're watching. It's going to be a fun time.
It will be.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. Take it easy. We'll see you next week.
Till next time.